Most men have been living a lie in the bedroom, and the worst part is, she's the one helping you believe it. You think you know what women want. You've read the articles. You've watched the tutorials. You've even asked her directly. And she smiled, moaned, told you you're doing just fine. But behind that smile, behind every fake moan, lies a truth she will never say out loud. Not because she wants to trick you, but because telling you the reality would crush your confidence, spark fights you're not ready for, maybe even blow up the relationship you've built. This is why so many men are trapped in silent frustration. You give effort, you try everything, yet something always feels off. She pulls away, she seems cold, or she enjoys it but only for show. And in the back of your mind, a quiet voice asks, am I failing her? Am I missing something? The painful truth is, yes, you're missing everything. Because what women really want, what their bodies truly crave, is the exact opposite of what you've been taught. And they'll never admit it. Instead, they cover it up with lies, with performances, with whispered confessions only shared in private group chats, where no man is allowed. Today, I'm tearing off the mask. I'm going to expose 5 brutal secrets women carry into the bedroom. 5 truths they will never confess to you, but that shape every moment of desire, every fake orgasm, every cold night when you wonder what went wrong. These truths are not comfortable. They will challenge everything you thought you knew about female sexuality. But once you understand them, you'll never see women or yourself the same way again. You've been told a story your whole life. Men are the hunters, wired to spread their seed. Women are the nesters, built to find one partner and hold on forever. Sounds neat and tidy. Right. The problem is, it's complete fiction. And the more you believe it, the more disconnected you are from what's actually happening in your bedroom. Here's the truth. Most men can't handle. Women get bored faster than men do. They crave variety just as much, sometimes more. They'll never admit it because the social cost is too high. Society has trained women to play the role of the loyal angel, while men are expected to be the restless ones. But biology doesn't care about those stories. Biology plays by its own rules. Think about it logically. If men are having multiple partners, who are they sleeping with other women? This isn't rocket science. The math doesn't work unless women are playing the same game. But instead of bragging about it the way men do, women bury it deep, cover it up with excuses, and perform the part of the good partner to keep the peace. Meanwhile, their bodies are sending signals they themselves can't ignore. Doctors and fertility experts have seen this pattern for years, but rarely say it out loud. A couple tries for a baby, month after month. No luck. Then something strange happens. She spends a few days away from you. She meets new people, laughs a little harder, brushes up against the scent of unfamiliar genes, and her body instantly reacts. She doesn't need to sleep with another man, just feel the possibility of one. Inside, her hormones surge. Her cervix opens. Her whole system switches on like a radar locking onto a news signal, and you have no idea it's happening. Sometimes she comes back pregnant. Sometimes she simply ovulates harder than before. It's as if her biology is screaming, I need fresh genes. And here's the kicker, she doesn't even have to cheat. The thought of novelty alone can prime her body in ways her long-term partner no longer can. Studies have found something even more fascinating. Married women who take a girl's trip, no cheating, just a weekend of dancing, socializing, being around new men, return home more fertile. For up to 2 weeks afterward, their bodies behave differently. Her body doesn't need instructions. It moves on ancient instinct, waiting, hoping, scanning for stronger genes. Every night out, every glance from a new man, it's a biological update waiting to happen. This is where most men fall into denial. They think love is stronger than biology. They think their girlfriend's or wife's attraction is fixed because she said, "I do." But female desire is cyclical, not constant. During non-fertile phases, a woman often prefers stability, the nice guy, the provider, the one who feels safe. But when she's ovulating, her preferences shift. Her biology points her toward risk, toward the bold, toward the man with sharper edges, the bad boy, the athlete, the confident alpha. The very type she might roll her eyes at any other week suddenly looks magnetic when her body is primed for conception. And here's the part no one tells you. Many women unconsciously advertise this shift. They dress differently. They walk into work or the gym with tighter clothes, lower necklines, higher heels. They'll tell themselves they just felt like dressing up today, but it's not random. Their biology is broadcasting a signal: fertile, available, open to options. Consciously, they may have zero intention of cheating, but unconsciously, their body is testing the waters, showing off to the tribe, keeping their mating value alive. Some gynecologists whisper about things that would shock most men. Women's reproductive systems are designed for competition. Inside her is an arena you'll never get invited to. Every load of sperm is an applicant tested, rejected, compared. And if you're the only one submitting a resume for years, you already know the outcome. This is the brutal truth. No wedding vow, no romantic comedy, no promise of forever can erase. Women are not naturally monogamous angels. They never were. Their bodies pull them in conflicting directions, sometimes against their conscious will. That's why so many men wake up one day shocked, confused, asking themselves why the spark died, why passion disappeared, why she seems cold or restless. They thought love was enough. They thought providing was enough. But her biology was playing by rules they never even knew existed. And here's the part that should scare you. She will never admit this to you. Even if she feels the pull, even if she knows her body reacts differently around other men, she can't confess it because it would shatter the relationship, crush your confidence, maybe even destroy the life you've built together. So she'll smile, she'll play the role, she'll fake it. But inside, she knows. And once you understand this secret, you'll start seeing the patterns everywhere. Now that you understand how female desire works beneath the surface, let's talk about something even more uncomfortable. You've been told your whole life that going down on a woman is the ultimate proof of being a generous lover, that it shows you care, that it's the secret weapon to making her happy in bed. Movies, magazines, even your friends all repeat the same message. Do more oral. She'll love you for it. But here's the truth. No woman will ever say to your face, that long oral session you're so proud of, the one you think makes you different from other guys, it might be the very thing that leaves her in pain for days. Women rarely talk about this with men because the risk of hurting your ego is too high. But behind closed doors, they complain. The female urethra is short. Bacteria from your mouth has a direct line into her bladder. So while you think you're being romantic, she's lying there wondering if she'll be spending the next week on antibiotics. Many women literally dread the urinary tract infection that follows what you thought was a heroic act. Health workers see the pattern all the time, around Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, or any holiday when men think they're about to blow their partner's minds with marathon oral. Clinics get flooded with UTI cases. That's not coincidence. That's biology colliding with misplaced sexual advice. And here's the worst part. Most women don't stop you. They let you keep going because it's easier to fake a smile, moan a little louder, and deal with the aftermath in silence than to risk telling you the truth. Telling a man that his signature move is actually hurting her feels like a grenade in the relationship. So she says nothing, takes the meds, drinks the cranberry juice, and pretends everything's fine. But urinary tract infections aren't the only danger. Some women are prone to yeast infections triggered by oral sex. Saliva can disrupt the delicate balance of vaginal bacteria. Suddenly, she's dealing with burning, itching, discharge, all because of your generous gesture. But again, she'll never tell you. She'll blame the soap, the stress, the weather, anything but your mouth. Because saying it out loud would crush your confidence and probably kill the mood forever. And think about those spontaneous scenes you see in movies. The passionate guy dropping to his knees in an elevator, in a car, after a long night out. To men, that looks sexy. To women, it feels like a nightmare. All she can think about is how dirty your hands are, how many doorknobs you touched, how your phone is literally a germ bomb. And now all of that is being rubbed against the most sensitive part of her body. But she stays quiet. She lets the scene play out because challenging the fantasy makes her look high maintenance. So she risks the infection and pays the price later. What you don't know is that women share this reality with each other. They laugh about it in group chats, trading remedies, supplements, and survival tips. One woman writes, "He went down on me for an hour last night." Everyone in the chat replies with the same knowing emojis. They don't hear "lucky you." They hear "RIP to your urethra." They send each other cranberry recommendations, D-Mannose powders, the best probiotics. There's an entire underground network of women comparing notes on how to survive men's generosity. And most men have no clue it even exists. So while you're patting yourself on the back for being different, she's quietly preparing for the side effects. And the brutal truth is this: she will not tell you. Not because she doesn't want to, but because telling you would force her to choose between her health and your ego. And in that impossible choice, she almost always chooses silence. If you thought infections were a hidden battlefield, wait until you hear this one. Because the biggest secret women carry into the bedroom is about orgasms. Every man grows up believing there are two types, the clitoral orgasm and the vaginal orgasm. One is easy. The other is the ultimate prize that proves you're a real man. Movies, porn, and even sex ed have been drilling this into your head for years. But here's the harsh reality. What you think of as a vaginal orgasm does not exist in the way you imagine it. Every single orgasm a woman has comes from the clitoris. That's not up for debate. The clitoris isn't just a tiny button you occasionally remember to touch. It's an entire internal structure that spreads like branches inside her pelvis. What you see on the outside is just the tip of an iceberg. Some women have that internal structure close enough to the vaginal wall that penetration stimulates it directly. Those are the lucky few, about 18%. The rest? They're not climaxing from your thrusts. They're performing. They're giving you the show you want because admitting the truth would devastate you. This is the part that should sting. She's probably been faking it for years. And you had no idea. The noises, the arching back, the deep breaths, it's theater. Not because she hates you, but because she's been conditioned to protect your pride. Society trained her to make you feel powerful even when her body wasn't responding. And you bought it because no man wants to believe his partner is faking the very thing he prides himself on delivering. Behind the scenes, women joke about this with each other. They text their friends things like, "He really thinks I came from penetration again," followed by strings of laughing emojis. And every woman in that group chat knows exactly what she means. They all share the same secret, and they all play the same role. Later, when she's alone, she'll reach for her vibrator, the one that never gets tired, never gets insecure, and actually knows how to deliver results. But it gets even deeper. Female orgasms aren't just one sensation. They come in flavors most men don't even realize exist. There's the quick surface orgasm that feels sharp and short, the deeper internal climax triggered by the G-spot, which is just another part of the clitoral network. For some women, There's the cervical orgasm, which feels like waves of energy rolling through the body. And then there are full-body orgasms that don't even require direct genital stimulation. Most men don't have a clue any of this exists. They think their 3 minutes of jackhammer thrusts are blowing her mind. Meanwhile, she's had better orgasms from her showerhead. The pressure to fake it starts young. From their first boyfriends, from porn, from conversations with other women. They're taught that they're supposed to orgasm from penetration. So they fake it before they even know what a real orgasm feels like. By the time they figure out their bodies on their own, usually with toys, the habit is locked in. Breaking it would mean admitting years of deception, hurting feelings, maybe even losing the relationship. So the performance continues. There's an entire industry that teaches women how to fake orgasms convincingly, not how to reach them, how to fake them. Articles and videos coaching them on the right timing, the right sounds, the right breathing patterns, even the right muscle contractions. Women literally study how to lie better in bed because the social cost of not orgasming is higher than the cost of faking. If she doesn't climax, he feels like a failure. If she fakes it, everyone gets to pretend everything's fine. The tragedy is that this charade helps no one. You think you're delivering the ultimate experience. She's playing along, trying to keep the peace. But at the end of the night, she's unfulfilled and you're living in an illusion. Her pleasure has become a performance, and your pride is built on a fantasy. And until you realize this, nothing changes. You think she's moaning in pleasure. She's actually auditioning for your approval. By now, you're probably starting to feel the weight of these secrets. But nothing hits harder than the next one, because it's not about her body, it's about yours. And it explains why so many men feel broken in bed without even knowing the cause. Here's the brutal truth. Porn is wrecking your sex life. You probably think it's harmless. Maybe you even think it makes you better in bed, more creative, more confident, more adventurous. The reality is the opposite. Porn is training your brain to respond only to extreme novelty. You've wired yourself to get turned on by constant variety, high-definition visuals, and situations so unrealistic they could never happen in a real bedroom. Over time, your brain stops reacting to what's in front of you, a real woman with a real body who actually wants you. Therapists who work with couples see this every single day. Women come in heartbroken, saying their partners can't stay hard during sex, but have no problem finishing alone. And the men almost always point the finger at the women. She's not attractive enough. She's not into it. She's too boring. But the problem isn't her. The problem is, you've rewired your arousal system to crave porn more than flesh, and she knows it. She can tell when you're trying out a move you copied from a video. That position that looks amazing on camera, but feels like nothing to her. She knows where it came from. That rapid-fire jackhammering you think is blowing her mind. She's silently counting the seconds until you stop. Even the dirty talk, half the time she can tell you're just repeating lines you heard online. And while she's cringing inside, she still moans outside. Not because she enjoys it, but because she knows your ego can't handle the truth. But porn's damage goes deeper than bad choreography. It distorts the way you see her. After hours of watching surgically enhanced bodies, exaggerated reactions, and endless variety, your brain starts comparing. Maybe not consciously, but she can feel it. She notices when your energy drops, when you hesitate, when you seem less interested. She blames herself, thinking she's not enough, while you're secretly frustrated that reality doesn't match the fantasy. And then there's what men whisper about online but rarely admit in person, the death grip. You've trained your penis to respond only to your hand's pressure and speed. No vagina can replicate it. So, in bed, you struggle to finish, or you can't stay hard. She panics, thinking she's doing something wrong. She tries harder lingerie, new positions, role play. Meanwhile, you've desensitized yourself to everything but your hand and a screen. Porn-induced erectile dysfunction is now common in men under 30. Think about that. Guys in their 20s healthy, fit, with beautiful women in their beds can't get it up without porn. And women are left confused, blaming themselves, carrying the emotional weight of a problem they didn't create. But here's the cruelest part. She probably won't say a word, because admitting she knows your secret would mean confronting your addiction head-on. It would mean looking at the hours you spend alone with a screen. It would mean asking why you'd rather watch strangers than touch her. Most women aren't prepared for that battle, so they stay silent. They fake enjoyment. They pretend everything's fine, while inside they're dying a little every time you pull away. Porn doesn't just hurt you. It poisons intimacy. It steals the raw, unpredictable connection that makes sex real. And unless you recognize what it's doing, you'll keep thinking it's her fault when in reality, it's your brain that's broken. If porn secretly rewires your brain, this last truth proves biology itself is rigged against long-term relationships. And it hits harder than anything else because it's not your fault. It's how you're built. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your body and hers craves novelty, not emotionally, biologically. With a new partner, your sperm count and testosterone surge. Her ovulation peaks. Her body produces hormones she hasn't felt in years. Not because she loves him more, but because evolution rewards new genes. It's not romance, it's replication. Monogamy isn't natural, it's negotiated. Think about it. A man in his 40s loses drive. His doctor blames aging, prescribes pills. Then he has an affair, and suddenly he's a teenager again, 4 times a night. No pills needed. What changed? Not his health, his novelty. It happens to women too. She thinks her libido is gone. Then she meets a flirty coworker, has a crush, and suddenly, she's dreaming again, fantasizing, getting wet from a text. Nothing changed in her marriage. Her biology just turned the volume back up. Scientists call this the Coolidge Effect. Males across species show renewed sexual energy when exposed to a new female. Humans are no different. That 7-year itch, it's biology hitting the reset button. Men experience sperm spikes just from seeing new women. In fertility labs, the same man can triple his count when shown different female photos on the same day. That's how deep this runs. And women, they may stay loyal, but their bodies don't. Around new men, their scent changes. Lubrication increases. Hormones shift. It's not betrayal. It's biology scanning for an upgrade. Your long-term partner doesn't make your body feel urgent anymore. What used to be fuel now feels like background noise. Of course, no one talks about this. She can't say, "I'm dry because I'm bored." You can't say, "I only got hard because she was new." So you both make excuses, blame stress, hormones, work. But the truth is deeper. Your body has categorized each other as genetically redundant. Some couples fight back with effort, creativity, conscious intimacy. Others outsource their novelty through porn, emotional affairs, or cheating. And here's the twist: women are better at managing it. They compartmentalize. They get just enough fantasy to stay sane. Men, they're obvious, sloppy. They get caught. So what's the real killer of passion? It's not a lack of love, it's a lack of novelty. And biology doesn't care how loyal you are, it only cares about variety. Now you know the real enemy. It's not her disinterest, not your performance. It's the silent, built-in code pushing both of you toward change. The question is, do you keep pretending or learn how to outplay your own biology? Because if you don't handle novelty consciously, it will handle you without mercy. Now you've seen the truth. Women are not fragile angels of monogamy, and men are not the only ones wired for variety. Desire is messy, biology is ruthless, and behind every fake orgasm, every silent infection, every cold shoulder. There's a secret she'll never confess because honesty costs too much. But this isn't about blaming her. It's not even about blaming you. Both men and women are trapped in a system that tells us to pretend. Pretend porn doesn't change us. Pretend routine is enough. Pretend passion can last untouched for 50 years. These lies keep relationships running, but they also keep them hollow. The tragedy isn't that she hides it. The tragedy is that you never learned the rules. Love is a choice, but biology is a force. If you ignore it, you lose. If you face it, you finally get the chance to build something real. So here's your choice. Keep playing pretend, stuck in illusions that kill attraction 1 year at a time. Or wake up, understand the hidden mechanics of desire, and use that knowledge to connect deeper, last longer, and finally break free from the silent game everyone else is losing. Because she already knows these truths. The question is, can you handle them? If you're ready to stop guessing and start understanding women for real. Stay with me. This is where everything changes. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment below. What's the biggest struggle you want us to break down next? Let's build a brotherhood of men who rise above confusion and reclaim their power. See you in the next video.